surprise game from Five Nights at Freddy's is not what you expect. Now you're in space, and a man in an astronaut suit forces you to see truly horrible things, although also very cute things, but mostly horrible things. Here are 25 secrets of Freddy in Space 3 Chica Space. On October 18, 2023, Scott Cawthon, FNAF creator, announced a new Five Nights at Freddy's game related to the movie, stressing the importance of watching it in theaters before playing the game. So what did the FNAF community go and do? Wait for the premiere? Nah, that's not us. We all went and massively downloaded the game to dissect it, but to our surprise, it was another troll game from Scott. Upon executing the file from GameJolt, it displayed Freddy in Space 3 Space Chica, the third installment of a silly game series based on theories and memes from the saga. In Freddy in Space 3, you can control 5 different animatronics, including Freddy Fazbear, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Funtime Foxy. Each has a special attack, but Freddy's one is particularly interesting. When activated, Golden Freddy's head appears fluttering around trying to bite enemies, a nod to the horrifying bite of Fredbear in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. A fan-favorite character was scrapped from this FNAF game.
Wow, what a moron!
Exactly. Chica's magic rainbow was supposed to appear and make sarcastic comments in one of the game levels, specifically this one you're seeing on screen now. Sadly, however, due to technical issues or just lack of interest, the character was left out.
Pathetic.
In Freddy in Space, you face Scott Cawthon's giant head, referencing the enemy Mother Brain from Nintendo's Metroid game. This third installment also references another game, Mega Man. If you notice the doors leading to boss fights, you'll see they have the same design and animation as Mega Man's. Okay, time for a question for you. What are Mangle's pronouns? He, him, she, her, or they, them? Well, the correct answer is yes, or at least that's what Scott answered when asked in an interview about the character's gender. This question became such a meme that in Freddy in Space 3, we find it during Monty's quiz time, and to get it right, you have to answer the same as Scott. Yes. The level Merch Cemetery is inspired by deteriorated FNAF merch to create its atmosphere and enemies. In the background, you can see a bunch of piled up plushies, even one of Freddy Fredbear apart. As enemies, you can see Freddy Blacklight plushies mounted on bouncers, huge burning Freddy plushies referencing the bear cushions that can be unfolded. Yeah, I got one of those. And also this horrible Chica mask available on stores like Amazon. They're horrendous, but if you want one, the link is down in the description. In the ice cave, you can spot a bunch of Funtime Freddy animatronics drunk with a beer in hand and dressed in Tyrolean outfits. But no, you haven't stumbled into some weird Oktoberfest, but rather a nod to the origins of this animatronic. In an interview with Kellen Goff, the voice actor for Funtime Freddy and Moon, it was revealed that initially, the character was planned to have a German accent. This of course became a meme, and online you can find tons of German Freddys with beer. Now, you may have been surprised to see a sort of fusion between Bonnie the Bunny and a giant crab in the aquatic level animatronica. This does have an explanation and is a reference to the FNAF book Friendly Face. In one of its stories called Sea Bonnies, a boy buys a pack of sea monkeys shaped like Bonnie and takes care of them in his fish tank. The boss Sea Bonnie is a reference to these creatures. During the Freddy in Space 3 adventure, you can acquire companions with different powers, and some are fun references to the saga. There's of course the iconic fan from The Office, which even got a role in Universal's movie, Hand Unit and Exotic Butters, which first appeared in Sister Location and went viral with Markiplier's remix.
Exotic Butters.
Pizza, because a FNAF game isn't a FNAF game without pizza. A Paper Pal, which first appeared in FNAF 2 as decoration. Cupcake and Nightmare Cupcake reminding us to eat the sweets before they eat you. Or even Freddy Frostbear, who debuted in the FNAF Augmented Reality mobile app. The final boss of Freddy in Space 3 is Scott Cawthon again, but this time in his cartoon version. Upon defeating him, he'll give you a secret code, which no, it doesn't doesn't open the briefcase in FNAF 4. In fact, it's a YouTube video URL fragment which, when pasted into the browser, will display a 9-minute video with security cameras from the FNAF movie. You can see a lot of scenes from the movie, even more details on Springtrap, and even a possible Dark Freddy. But the most baffling part is that the video audio hides a mysterious message that I'll reveal later. In the game, you can see this shark enemy. His name is Felix and belongs to the FNAF book Felix the Shark. Also, Poppy from Poppy Playtime appears piloting a spaceship. Okay, no, that's a joke. It's actually Ella, one of the toys that Henry created for his daughter Charlie in the Silver Eyes. After defeating the first boss in Freddy in Space 3 and going through the portal, you'll slide down a sort of water slide until reaching the confrontation against Mr. Chipper. This character belongs to one of the first games by the creator of FNAF, specifically Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. His design inspired the creation of the animatronic El Chip. Lolbit returns once again to FNAF as a merchandise vendor. Their job may have started in FNAF World, but this is not the only reference to this game. We can also find some enemies like the mech crab or the fish from the fishing minigame. Alright, back to the hidden video on YouTube after completing the game. Now, if you listen closely to the audio, you'll hear a beep that'll be transmitting a message in Morse code. Transcribing the beeps, it looks something like this. Now, if we translate the code, you can read the following phrase in English. Help, we are being invaded. Please send food and water. Our dot rate is not useful. So it seems to be a message from someone asking for supplies because they're being attacked by something. What could it refer to? Returning to the ice cave, if you look closely at the icy columns, you'll see 4 animatronic masks in a row. They are the nightmare animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Upon leaving the ice cave, a boss will appear. We'll talk about it in a moment because the important thing is in the background of the stage. Notice the abandoned Ferris wheel and the snowman? Do they ring a bell? Well, don't worry because we'll refresh your memory. This background belongs to the dusting fields of FNAF World. As you can see, the Ferris wheel matches and its boss bouncer is exactly the same. Okay, now it's time to talk about the muscular Helpy that appears as a boss at the end of this level. His real name is Buff Helpy, and his appearance started as a joke made by a fan in Pizzeria Simulator. Things escalated when in 2020, YouTuber Daco popularized a fan game where a muscular Helpy chased you to kill you. Memes kept circulating until finally Scott made Buff Helpy real in Freddy in Space 3. In fact, official merchandising of this character has already been confirmed by YouTubes. One of the worlds in Freddy in Space is inspired by sensual fan arts of FNAF characters. We have, for example, a muscular Freddy Fazbear ready to give you whatever you ask for and even more. Attractive version of Chica. It's actually the character Love Taste Toy Chica, a fancier variant of Toy Chica. Moreover, the stage is full of posters where it says Rule 34, a site you probably shouldn't visit. To top it off, the boss of this stage is called Foxy Coming to Get Your Booty. In addition to companions, the protagonist animatronic can be equipped with accessories referencing other FNAF games. There's Circus Baby's wig from Sister Location, a VR helmet as a nod to the animatronic VR toy Freddy, the Unicorn Stanley's hood, another of the toys that Henry made for Charlie in the book The Silver Eyes, a funny Captain Foxy hat, and a wooden mask that looks a lot like the face of the Purple Man. Digging into the game files, some users have found very perplexing images like a Nintendo Switch, a chocolate cookie, or a Pokeball. The graphic style bears a strong resemblance to Doomsday Picnic, a game created by Scott in 2011 to entertain his children. It essentially is a parody of various well-known video games like Super Mario, Sonic, or Castlevania. But why are these strange files in a Five Nights at Freddy's game? It seems like Scott reused the engine from Doomsday Picnic to create Doomsday Picnic 2, but during the process, he changed his mind and reused the remnants of the sequel to create Freddy in Space 3. This would explain why there were files that weren't in the original Doomsday Picnic forgotten inside. In the mushroom-filled forest, you can encounter a character that belongs to the video game The Desolate Hope, created by Scott Cawthon. Specifically, Souldozer will appear, although in a version infested by fungi that'll shoot evil mushrooms. Of course, Security Breach also makes his presence felt in Freddy in Space 3 with some cameos. Roxanne Wolf will appear as a boss named Kadar Surfer. Monty is also present with his own quiz contest. Glamrock Freddy alongside Gregory shooting CDs, a nod to the collectibles that we could only see after obtaining Roxanne's eyes. And lastly, we have Music Man giving it his all in the final battle against Scott Cawthon. The coins scattered throughout the game are the iconic Faz coins. They were previously called Faz tokens and first appeared in FNAF World. These tokens are of course a reference to Chuck E. Cheese pizzerias, which use them as tokens to participate in games and raffles. Unfortunately, they were replaced in 2016 by cards. In the Space Highway level, there's a chance to see the purple guy piloting a space car. Now, this design belongs to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where he could also be seen driving a car, albeit not quite as modern. In the final battle against Scott Cawthon, some numbers can be read in the background, though the most important one is this, B-07. It is believed to be a reference to the story B7 in the book Tales from the Pizzeria 2, where Billy wants to become an animatronic so bad he ends up changing his name so people will call him B7. We won't tell you how it ends, but as you can expect, it's quite a sad ending. Travel even further through the hyperspace of FNAF secrets with these videos we're leaving for you here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. See you next time!